Hello, everyone. Welcome to the 24th San Francisco Independent Film Festival 2022. I'm Jason Willis. I'm one of the programmers here at the SF Indie Fest. Thank you for joining us. Chances are, if you're watching this now, you just finished watching the movie Love Letter Templates, a very interesting, clever, experimental, independent feature film we are proud to have selected for this year's film festival. Directed by Joselito Searing. Forgive me, guys, if I mispronounce your names. I'm seeing for the first time now. Joselito,
Yes.
welcome, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Why don't you, for me, first, just introduce yourself so I can get your correct name pronunciation, and just tell me like an elevator pitch about yourself.
Hi, my name's Emily Rude, and I play Stella in the movie. I'm currently in pre-production for my feature film, which was actually semi-finalist in this festival 2021.
Oh, wow. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Well, good to have you here. And Michael, your turn, please.
Hey, my name is Michael Rogers, and Love Letter Templates is the first and last movie I've ever been in. Gone on to much different things since then, obviously, if my look for any indication. But yeah, I'm a welder now. Got it.
Cool. Well, let me start with that since you inspired me. Well, it'll be to both actors. Let's say, how did you get involved with this movie since, Michael, we're on you? How did you get roped into making this cool movie?
I went to Expression College, and Joselito was one of my instructors. And I can't remember if he coerced or asked or, I don't remember the level of commitment he had in getting me into the movie, but I ended up doing it, and I read the script and I just connected with the character on a few different levels, and I said, hey, this is, that was, a lot of it was me at that point in my life.
He didn't wave tons of money, tons of cash in front of your face. Emily, how about you? How did you meet Joselito and get involved?
A mutual friend knew that he was looking for an actress for his movie and said, oh, you need to go see Emily in this play. And he came to see me and told me about the movie, and that was it.
And so, when was this exactly for you two? Because I know this movie took many years to make, right, Joselito? How many years was this in the making?
It was I think we met 2002, 2003, right? Or something
Oh
like that.
gosh.
Right? It was like you were doing theater, and I forgot who even told me to go check you out, but I was looking for people that did theater instead of like people that did film because of the type of footage I was trying to get. I think our conversation was something to that effect. Remember, because it was like, yeah, I'm looking for somebody who could actually like take a bullet points of a character, and we talked about the backstory and the relationship and all that, and then
yeah, the scenes were improvised.
Yeah, it was improvised. It was awesome.
Joselito, you started
Yes.
making this in 2003?
2002, 2003 was like the beginning of it. Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
I don't think I was in San Francisco till 2004.
yeah, I think we shot. Oh, okay. So I started at about 2002, 2003, started picking up footage and making, developing the script. And at the time I was doing a lot of underground footage at parties. And Michael, I mean, you were with me in a lot of those too. So, we got to see like what the scene was like, and we were collecting footage. So the story and the script itself started to really develop when I started to work with Emily and Bo, the other actor. Where
I never saw a script.
Oh,
yeah.
well, that's maybe what kind of gives it this realistic, natural, like, part of the charms of it is this realism, right? Even though it's
Yes.
filtered with rotoscoping animation stuff.
Yeah.
You can almost say, I mean, because the performances are so real and I mean, it's almost, maybe this isn't a good word, but like documentary. It's almost like it could be a documentary of you catching underground and club life.
Yeah, it totally has that feel. And I think
If
parts
it
of it might
wasn't
have
colorized,
been,
yeah.
So what were you saying, Emily? What?
I think parts of it might have even been just you with a camera at a party.
Yes, there was a lot of that, and I won't say what was real and what was not.
How was it working like this for all three of you? Kind of, improvising on the fly, on the spur of the moment kind of. How was that process?
It was fun. I've never worked that way before or since. It was just like we talked a lot beforehand about my character and my background, and so I knew I had all that going into it. And then on the day of, it was just kind of like, this is the structure of like what needs to happen, the beats you need to hit, the information that has to be revealed. And I had a great scene partner, and we just fed off of each other, and we got to do it a few different ways and play with it. And I mean, what actor doesn't like to just play? It was fun.
Right. Michael, how about you? How was the process? I take it you're not an actor. You were only this one project, you said, right?
Yeah,
This is all brand new for you.
I'm not an actor at all, and it was really interesting. What I remember the most is the breakup scene with Emily, and there's no script for it, and I don't even think the audio was kept. I don't even know exactly what happened with that scene. If it's in the movie or not, I haven't even actually watched it yet, just because I am kind of picking the right time for me.
That's the always never chapter, right, Joselito?
Well, he doesn't know.
Oh, yeah, the always
He's
never.
been actually, I have to say, I hadn't seen or heard from Michael for years, and I've been trying to get hold of him to let him know that this movie was finally made and it was out and it was winning awards and it was going to be premiered and all this that we were talking about. And at one point, I was reaching out to Emily, going, "I hope he didn't pass to the other side already." It's been gone. He's not on Facebook. If you're not on Facebook, you must be like, somewhere else.
You don't exist, right?
Yeah. But I eventually, I think I found him through Venmo.
Yeah, he sent me 1 cent on Venmo.
Nice. Well, I guess that's social media too, right?
I guess so. Yeah. Wait, is it 2 pennies or 1 penny? I sent you
1 penny.
I sent you a penny and then a message going, "Where are you? Get hold of me."
It's almost like you got a time capsule, I think, of San Francisco. At the
Yes.
turn, from the 2000 to 2010 kind of feel, right?
Yes, I think as and Michael, you'll be really surprised when you see the whole film. In the facade of all things and in the shallowness of all things, that's what you would think the movie would be about. But underneath it would be an underlying story, a motif in which people could feel very deeply about in regards to their sense of abandonment and connection with other people, and mental health, drug abuse, PTSD, if you have no other names for it. But that's only a hum in the background, because that was the true inspiration of this whole thing. It had to deal with like overcoming our own how to say, our own despair.
Yeah.
In many ways. And if you look at all of the characters in this movie, everyone's got something wrong with them.
Yeah, it's interesting. You just made me think. It's kind of like it's almost a precursor to the social media world today, where we're connected, but we're less connected than ever. Like all these characters, all these players were looking for connection, right? In your movie, they're all trying to be connected.
Absolutely.
The MySpace generation.
Joselito, do you remember some of the locations, the names of the establishments?
Oh, of course.
What are they? Share them with us.
Oh yeah, I mean, like, well, the
Bar.
places, yeah, the places that we shot is the beauty bar, the rickshaw stop.
Yeah.
There's footage at the Cat Club. There's footage from the Arrow Bar that was
Mhm.
infused in places there somewhere. And but
Yeah.
there's like many other places that we used to frequent back then. A ton of footage that was lost. Once through because of a car break-in, drives were lost, and then the other one, my a camera was stolen from the Cat Club that in it had a ton of footage that I needed for the film. I was so upset.
So you just had to reshoot that stuff.
No, there's no reshoot.
Oh wow.
Instead, I found a drive that had backup MXF files and like some other stuff that was like 240p.
Right.
You know, like from like this like small cameras that that we first
Yeah.
got like in the early 2000s, and with all that mixed media, that was actually part of the reason why I decided to opt to do this rotoscope effect, was so that I could mix all of this media together, be able to stretch it out to 1080p and ultimately to 2K and 4K.
Yeah.
And it-
Brilliant. Right.
yeah.
And that idea came like kind of in post because you wanted to marry all this media, these different
Yeah.
things.
Yes.
I think it's brilliant, and it adds a sense of the atmosphere.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a triumph that, all this footage was lost, all these hurdles that you overcame, and still were able to thread together something in line with your original inspiration.
What were some of the things, like, were the actors, like, as far as challenges, like, if it took that long and were you like calling the actor, like, did Emily move to LA and you got to call Emily back, say, come up to San Francisco? I mean, how?
That did happen.
So
Yeah.
tell us about that. Like, or were all your shots done in 2003 and then you just had to wait 20 years for the movie?
Tell them.
I don't know. We shot the scene in the park, and the dancing. That dancing scene was the scariest scene I think I've ever had to shoot.
Why?
It was just, I hadn't met Michael before, and I had to like go dance up on him, and it was just very nervous. That was all done. I think it must have been like 2003, 2004, probably more likely. And then I moved to LA in 2010. So was it that long? That much time had passed before we shot the breakup scene?
Yeah, because there needed to be time apart. Also, it took that long. Like you came up and we did the scene at the beauty bar with Michael. Michael's already cut his hair and all this other.
Yeah, my fashion mullet was growing out.
Yeah, you no longer had your fashion mullet. You look more like, like you look more like you had moved to LA.
Yeah.
Another reason why I had to apply the filters, right? It's like, oh, they don't. Let me ask you a couple more questions. And Michael, we're on you right now. What is like the biggest takeaway from working on this movie? Big or small, or memory, or anything like that?
Don't be afraid to try new things, and if it sounds fun, just do it.
Very cool. Actually, wise advice. Emily, biggest takeaway, any memories, any anecdotes you want to share with the audience?
I don't know. It's fun to improv. It's fun.
Check the timeline for the project before you get involved.
Yeah, exactly. No, I think like the spirit of the playfulness of this movie was something I would like to take away. I think the sequel has to be done over a shorter period of time.
Yeah, I think a little bigger budget too. Yeah. It might.
Well, that's all the time we have. Thank you so much for being here. Congratulations, Joselito. Congratulations to the cast and crew for completing the movie. I know how hard it is to make a movie, period, let alone under that long of a time. So fantastic. Congratulations. to all of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
And all
Love
right,
you guys.
everybody, thanks for watching and supporting indie film. Catch more great indie movies at this year's San Francisco Independent Film Festival at sfindie.com. All right, guys, good talking to you. Nice to meet you. I hope to see you in the real world.
Cool. All right.
Yeah.
See you guys.
Ciao.